Evening, GSCers and sleep talkers. I'm so tired right now, but I really felt like catching up on the games. I'm gonna adopt a little bit of a laid back style because I don't even know if I'll interrupt my recordings. I provided you with three replays from round one. I actually was in the middle of recording a fourth, but at this point, round two is concluded, and I went out in a very unceremonious way. I might even cover that game between me and Markov. But before you, we have two veterans and legendary players of a very iconic status. We got Gorgie, who's known for so many plays. He's known for making Callus laugh in the Callus crew battles just on the pure, just by the sheer left fieldedness of his building. There's no better way to describe it than that. And d0nut, I don't really know his GSC, but like he's just an excellent player. So he's seen it all. These players probably even predate Julio. So or they're around the same time. I'm not really sure. We're gonna go right into it. They're in the winners bracket. Gorgie eliminated or sent on Raider to losers, and d0nut sent another newcomer, GNO, to the losers. Best of three. Remember that you can donate. I'm going to remind you after the first game. Big d0nut. Don't be fooled. Gorgie is on the bottom. Gorgie is very well known for his use of Smeargle. He makes of his Smeargle usage an art. So, quite the impressionist. Quite the Monet, the Claude Monet. We got a little skirmish here, just a bit of back and forth. d0nut getting a little bit of damage. Gorgie playing it diligently. Nothing too crazy. He brings in his old hag. All right. And it's a Rorku. That is definitely a sign of the times. Old hag indeed. Rorku is not so much used nowadays. It's a bit of a fringe mon, I would say. For the simple fact that if it gets chipped down to low percentages, or if it's statused for any reason whatsoever, then the Raikou is forced to use rest. d0nut comes on the easy switch in, brings in his Cloyster, but in comes Frieza's ship, Tentacruel. And it's Spin Tenta. Spin Tenta is not something you see every day, although it's gained a lot of popularity ever since Zokaru built a famous team with it. But we see that Gorgie has Earthquake and Double Edge. We can't rule out the fact that Gorgie's Lax could be Curse with the support from Raikou. Although that would mean that without even a Starmie, their chances of checking the likes of Nidoking or many ground types and electrics in general also would be a bit shaky. What with the Rorku and all. It's not impossible. And like I say, if this team is a sign of the times, we can't rule out the fact that Snorlax is Curse. And the same goes for d0nut's team. There is a Golem. Curse EQ Lax very much enjoys the support of spinning away the spikes from Golem. We got T-Bolt here. A crit could be lethal. Zap is not quite forced to rest just due to the passive nature of Gorgie's team. But in many scenarios, it would have been advisable. Kloy comes in, will probably dip, and this just goes to show you why Zapdos is relatively safe, because the Skarmory can't do jack shit. Although now, should d0nut decide to stay in, it would be advisable to rest. Probably goes for the better play with Kloy. The only issue there, I'm going to pause real quick and talk about Tentacruel's set. There are 2 sets, and both are mutually exclusive. They're determined by Swords Dance and Rapid Spin, respectively. Swords Dance, also known as Druid Cruel, can set up and can be quite dangerous, especially because it speed ties with Zapdos and it's deceptively bulky. But it uses Sludge Bomb and Hydro Pump and Substitute. But it needs a lot of stars to align to be successful. And then there is the Rapid Spin team. The Rapid Spin set is wonderful because you see how it's been performing thus far, because it comes in on Cloyster and it checks it entirely. If you boom on Tentacruel, you could theoretically take it out. The only issue is you're trading a much more valuable Cloyster and Spikes, I might add, for a Tentacruel, which isn't exactly a large check to, say, Machamp or other things. So it wouldn't blow a team open to a threat like Machamp as if you were to boom on, say, a Starmie. Does d0nut's team even have a Machamp? We don't know. But Tentacruel is relatively free to spin so long as we don't see a Gengar. And I'm pretty sure at this point we would probably have seen one. And so this, the moveset on Tentacruel is Rapid Spin, Toxic, Protect, and Surf, most likely. It could be a variation of that. There's no telling. There could be something different. It's also an excellent check to Fortress, but Fortress is not really great. There's the announced Curse-EQ-Lax. And Curse Skarm checking the Lax like it's nobody's business. This game is going to be a long one, folks. Most likely. By the looks of this team, I might bet my money on the fact that d0nut doesn't have a Toxic Immune Mon, judging by how he did not bring in Steelix, of course, Gengar, or Nidoking. And that could be key in this matchup, especially because I'm pretty sure sooner or later Gorgie might set up spikes of his own. With Snorlax on a timer, Skarmory is free to just sit right in front of it. Stuck in flight and stuck in sleep too for 2 turns, but burns them both off. Will be forced out, and Lax comes in on a hidden power. Interestingly enough, every time Lax is in, it should be more or less able to apply some pressure. Instead, he decides to go to Raikou, perhaps to force out the Cloyster. Predicting that, but it was a very safe prediction. Sometimes the safe predictions don't amount to all that much. As in, they don't convert. We have yet to see a 3rd and 4th move on this Lax. Some stall teams even have 3 attacks Snorlax, which is definitely a threat to offense, as well as stall. Tenta coming in. I'm surprised that we haven't seen a spiker from Gorgie as of yet. And there is a Jolteon. Oh dear. Sorry, I was munching. But Jolteon +1 with Thunder is already quite threatening for this Raikou. And if it should rest, it looks like d0nut's key to if the Raikou rests, then the Jolteon would have 2 turns of free setup. And we already saw that at +1 it did 31. Gorgie banking on the fact that he can probably dissuade this Jolteon. The Jolteon, just to make some momentum here, is going to attack, set up an attack, gets phased out, and we see a Jinx in the back. Now I remember, oh my lord, I had completely forgotten about that. Blackest Eyes, is that a reference to Porcupine Tree? I'll have to ask Gorgie after. But I completely forgot that d0nut was a Baton Pass user himself. He used Growth Pass, whereas Gorgie was famous for a bunch of different sets with Smeargle. Not necessarily Baton Pass, but we see Vaporeon on a stall. Very convincing win condition, of course, if you can set it up correctly. This has been a masterclass on momentum thus far, but we are going to speed things up just a tad. Turn the speed up to fast. Jolteon coming in, setting up. And a crit. Oh, that's huge. But there is a second phaser on Gorgie's team. Fret not, my friends. This game is far from over. I was going to say a crit could be deadly, and then just as I was pronouncing the word crit, it got crit. Curse EQ lax, so d0nut's filled with win cons here. And lots of special attackers. He passed for the first time to Cloyster of all things, so the Surf could have been threatening there. So we see physical offense paired with growth pass offense. Actually, come to think of it, if we're going to see a sleep talk, it's going to be soon. We have seen, of course, rest and another earthquake as d0nut comes in with the Cloy. Cloy could boom. d0nut is up 1 mon. And Raikou proves to us why we don't use Raikou all that much, or Roarkou to be exact. But there's still a formidable 6. Curse Roar Slide. And I can only imagine that the last move is Rest. Meaning Golem is a very safe rock resist. Rock resists are pretty underrated in GSC. T-Bolt. Gorgie looks like he's struggling to make progress here. And oh my. Belly Drum. The Lax failed to correctly use Belly Drum, and that just means in GSC that the game registers it as if it were like some sort of swords dance. So you get +2 despite The fact that you couldn't deplete all your health to 1% or something. Nonetheless, he had to switch out. There's a lot of back and forth going on here, and Thunder obligatorily hitting something hard. And I mean that because there's no electric resist now. Jolteon is going ham. +1, that's gonna hurt. It's probably a 3-hit KO, but he's gonna BP, go to the safe Cloyster. And Gorgie is now behind by a wider margin, and as I predicted correctly earlier, Toxic could have been helpful in this matchup. There is no Toxic immunity on d0nut's team. Maybe that would be what he needs. Who knows? He's going to have to make an aggressive surprise play or hope for a crit if he keeps playing safe. I don't know how well that will bode for him. But this game, despite being rather long, I think it's quite clear for the viewers how it can go down. Once the lax is gone, it's pretty much over for Gorgie here. Gorgie would have to use something like Toxic, but at the same time, if he were to do that, he would be conceding the spikes. And as you can see, the lax is already within range of a +1 Thunder. Jolteon is going to set up once or twice. Go to Zapdos. Zapdos, at this point, more than safely can take out this lax. T-Bolt is a 3-hit KO. Lax is more or less forced to spam double edges, but depleting its health in the meantime. When's the last time you saw Hidden Power take away a 1/4 HP from Snorlax? As T-Bolt takes out the lax, and this game is pretty much done unless Gorgie can get lucky here. We're up all night to get lucky. But Lady Luck was not the one to visit Gorgie tonight. That was a very commanding and powerful game. Growth Pass is especially terrifying for stall teams to face, but Gorgie had very good answers to both. The only issue being that, well, Roarku is Roarku. So, game 2. Friendly reminder to all of you that you can join the Discord through the link and make a donation if you will. Consider that. It's available. All the money will be going to the players. You get to see more hype matchups, and I would recommend doing so because in no other occasion will you get to. There are no other tournaments like this one. And you won't get to see as many cool games as this. You're just going to have to go back to seeing your regular Golem, Gengar, Nightmare, Starmie every time there's a tournament. Keep that in mind. All right. I've tried clicking 3 times already. Reggie, what's it say? Reprisal. Lax Thunder. Maybe Gorgie's going to be a little luckier this time as he Ooh, never mind. That was a Miracle Berry Cloyster lead. It did get fully parried. d0nut making the prediction for a Surf. He knows that Gorgie was going to go to a normal resist. He manages to deal 40% and then boom on the spiker. Meaning Gorgie, this game is not only not going to have spikes, but he's also a little bit susceptible to this Dragonite because Forretress is not terrible against Dragonite. We're seeing a very unconventional team from d0nut's end. The fellow Zero using Zero in his name, because I use Zero in my name. Umbreon coming in on the Raikou, immediately getting parried, and this Fori is gone. Sorry that the sprite did not generate. We're going to refresh. Pardon me, folks. We're going to turn 7. 6, 7? All right. No, it still didn't generate. What the fuck? Please be kind. All right. That's just annoying. I didn't want to spoil the matchup.
The show will be right back.
We're back. I'm going to have to edit out that part with my convos, but oh well. So, Umbreon comes in. The sprites are loaded. Hopefully this doesn't take another 40 hours. d0nut on the Moonlight. So, Umbreon is going to switch from the predicted Dynamic Punch, but Dragonite is still quite threatening. Good switch from Gorgie. Dragonite does not want to stay in on Hidden Power Ice. But, just as I say that, looks like Hidden Power Ice from Raikou, from d0nut's Raikou, is going to deal a lot of chip. That said, Gorgie is technically up 1 Mon right now. Even though his Fori is low, and so is his, whatchamacallit, Golem. What's he going to do? I'm not really familiar with this kind of team. Gorgie's team is a little bit not what I would expect. Licks. Flamethrower. Alright. It's working. Goes to Umbreon, sure. I would do that too. Given the team structure from d0nut, it doesn't look like the Umbreon is going to be all that useful. Might as well. With the charm there, Gorgie might be safe to do something else. Of course, with the spikes completely gone now, the Fori can come back. Slowly but surely. We see Zap Cannon. Oh my god. This is this set predates fucking 2010. Like, oh my lord. I don't even know what it's supposed to achieve, but I'm going to assume that there's some, like, physical sweeper in the back that would greatly benefit from the paralysis. Fori dies. Fucking dies. Are we going to see him a champ in the back? A Marowak, maybe? Marowak would be very nice for Gorgie. He's known to use it. In comes the Umbreon of the predicted boom. Or so I should like to think. Now, it's looking a little bit nicer for Gorgie, although the d0nut is threatening as ever. Golem. And another boom. Ooh. Daring. One normal resist for another. Bro trying to Zard me so hard, says Gorgie. It has to be. That's what he's saying. Gorgie is one man who is really good when it comes to predictions, not just of team comps, but also predictions on how players would perform throughout a very long series. He is very, very skilled at GSC. You can never count this man out. The d0nut gets para'd. And fully para is on the following turn. It's within 2-hit KO range. What will he do? Gorgie looks like he might have a chance to rest with the Zapdos. Uh-oh. Never mind. What is in the back, Gorgie? Hitmonlee! Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Oh my lord. What am I seeing? Hitmonlee. The PU Pokemon, or NU, I don't even know at this point. In OU. No, what is he going to... He's going for it. He's going for the reversal. This man. There's no way. He even got the sequence right. Oh my god. 200 base power plus stab reversal swagger on the paralyzed d0nut. Okay. But was it all for naught? That might have been what he needed. We don't even know. This Snorlax, Thunder, Body Slam, Flamethrower. Jesus Christ, I forgot about the Thunder turn 1. Vaporeon in the back. It looks like it's not a Charizard. What do you guys say? Holy shit. Reversal sweep. Just after we saw the Smeargle sweep. No, this wasn't a reversal sweep, but it was certainly an attempt. You can't count this man out, is what I meant to say. Vaporeon. Is it growth talk? Yes, it is. Holy crap, I have no words, but I'm also drinking water. If Gorgie wins this, we still got one game to go. All right. Dangerously high. Uh-oh. What is going to happen? Is he going to go for Thunder? Probably doesn't want to count on that accuracy. Maybe it doesn't deal so much damage. But he's going to need something like a para. Thunder Flamethrower. Jesus Christ. Where is this going? Don't blink, folks. This Vaporeon's at +3. It has yet to click Surf. Crit? No. But d0nut can't just attack either. He needs to be absolutely sure. Because that d0nut, if the Vaporeon goes down, that d0nut is paralyzed. And it's very low. Vaporeon. There's one crit. He needs another. Boosting yet again. Now it's maxed out. Special attack is capped. Surf? It's do or die. There is the Surf. Down goes the Vaporeon. And pop goes the Weasel. We're down to a 1v1. Lowlax versus Para d0nut. Can d0nut Dynamic Punch here? No, it's a full para. What do you say? Boomer Slam. Yeah. All right then. That was pretty good. Very exciting. I've never seen Hitmonlee used in tournament before. That's always going to be exciting when a NU/PU mon is used in the highest of all tiers. We're down to the wire. Last game, Paint GG in red. Smeargle lead. Are we going to see a sweep? What's going to happen this time with Smeargle, folks? Lead Rapid Spin Cloyster on what looks to be something interesting. T-Wave, Spikes, Agility, and Baton Pass is the fourth move, obviously. Stays in, sacks the Smeargle. Don't forget, Cloyster is paralyzed. And it is probably a fat team from d0nut. I'm going to say that there's probably a Blissey in the back. Drum. Oh, shit. Gorgie. Gorgie going all out with Lovely Kiss Drumlax. That's a relic, but it goes down to a crit. Unholy moly, indeed. That was unceremonious. Curse. How many setups do you have? Gorgie is not satisfied with just 2 or 3. He needs at least 4 to call this team baton pass offense. Unfortunately for him, it's not looking too good. The cursed tar is certainly tanking that earthquake, failing to be 4-hit KO'd, or 3-hit KO'd. Took so much punishment in the process. Is Gorgie really going to be able to bank on Marowak and whatever is in the back? There's at least one more agility passer. And the phaser is asleep. Oh, there are 2 phasers. No. Whirlwind Zap. What will Gorgie do here? Goes back to Jolteon. The Thunder did not paralyze Zap. d0nut's cautious because he's got to be careful. We've seen already how Baton Pass can devastate even the likes of stall teams. Peacebone's dad. Will he give a piece of his mind? Lolteon is having an unlucky day today. As Blissey comes in, just as I had anticipated. Agility. Are we going to see present? I don't think so. That heal bell gave d0nut a lot of leverage versus a potential Skarmory phaser or, a Marowak check anyways. You get what I meant. Vaporeon, 1 versus World. 1 versus World indeed. We're going to see if this Vaporeon... We've seen 3 Vaporeons in these 3 games. And I don't think Vaporeon was successful in any of the games thus far. We're going to see if 3rd time's the charm. Agility. Zapdos potentially close to dangerous range, but oh my god. Dodges the Thunder. The agency here. That's an agency Zapdos if I've ever seen one. Giving no fucks about this baton pass whatsoever. Sees a Marowak, attacks it probably. Sure, protect too. Add insult to injury. Gorgie can't keep on coming in. And the Cloyster is also safe. Cloyster is healed up. Of course, it's not Boom, but it's going to spin away those spikes. Could even stay in Toxic potentially. I wouldn't bet my bottom dollar on that because that could escalate real quick. But those spikes are doing so much work in just 32 turns. Blissey's parried, that's a little nice. But still, he has to set up the agility now. He's not going to have that many more opportunities. What was it? T-Bolt Flame Bliss? That's interesting. Heal Bell? T-Bolt Flame. Alright. Interesting. And Vaporeon, sure. +2 speed is nice, I suppose. Not exactly what a Vaporeon aspires to have, but at +1, it could be dangerous. Especially since that's T-Bolt Zap. So it could 2-hit KO it. It will 2-hit KO it unless... I don't even know at this point. What set is this? Okay, this is not bad, says Gorgie. Rests. He needs some good RNG. Some very good RNG. We're more than half hour into this set and this game is still going. 41 turns, of course. Not that long, but quite suspenseful. I'm at the edge of my seat. If you consider the edge to be very deep within my couch, I'm not at the edge. Not the far edge. I'm sitting quite comfortably, actually. But the tension is high. And this is not a light screen Blissey, so Vaporeon can technically PP stall the Blissey. It's true. Growth has like 64 PP. Misclock, says Gorgie. Well, he didn't just misclock, he also mistyped. Can he make it back despite the misclock? And Zap goes down. That's one phaser. He can set up here. He's relatively safe. Of course, we haven't seen soft boiled from Blissey, but I would just set up here. And should Blissey take a lot of damage from Surf, it will have to decide whether it wants to use soft boiled or attack, because Gorgie... No, never mind. I was going to say Gorgie could baton pass again, but no, he cannot. Oh dear, the para into full para. No, this game looks like it's as good as over. Marrow. Ah, says Gorgie in pain. We feel you. d0nut is amazing. All right. I guess it comes down to this. Or not. Does Jolteon... Yeah, Jolteon certainly OHKO's Scarm at this range, but Blissey's going to come in every single day of the week. And just looks like Flamethrower is going to kill the Marrow, probably. Never mind. I guess it's now or never. Honestly, I respect the switch, but I would have at least tried to set up once. Ah, he got the flinch too. He could definitely have set up. He would have won. He gets another flinch. Oh shit. Oh shit. But at this range, he can't. Without the boost, he can't kill Cloyster. I don't think. The game is over. The game is over, folks. Yeah. Stays in, attacks. Gorgie goes through with it. Does not forfeit. He wants to get a kill. Fair enough. Bliss. Ignorance is blissy. Blissy's kind of cool. I don't use Blissey all that much. Alright. Well, d0nut. Ich bin ein Berliner. Alright. Good job. This set is over. Gorgie will be in loser's bracket, so don't worry, folks. That he will be in loser's bracket, I believe, maybe round 3? Yeah. So he's safe, at least for round 2. And that means you'll get to see him at least one other time. I hope you guys enjoy. Consider subscribing.